So yeah, I think we can get started. So hi everyone. Am I audible?
Yeah,
Yeah. So before we get started, hi everyone, Jacob here. Let me quickly give you a little bit about myself and why I'm here basically. So I've been in the data science and AI space for the past few years, and my background is actually coming to my education in electrical engineering, and like many people I didn't start out knowing I'd end up in AI, so I transitioned into data science and I started my career as a forward deployed data scientist where I was working on solving problems using AI and ML. So over the past few years I've gained uh, work experience across machine learning, computer vision, and some generative AI projects. So that includes building recommendation systems, regression models, detection solutions, and generative AI applications as well. So a big part of my previous role was also working directly with clients across US, Europe, and Middle East. So I learned not just how to build models, but also to actually uh, basically how to solve the business problems using these technologies. Currently, I'm part of the global AI COE of one of the largest market research companies in the world, where we work on enabling AI solutions at scale. So in this course, my goal is also basically to help you think like someone who can use technology to solve real business problems, which is what the forward deployed engineer role is really about. So I think we will get started. Okay, so maybe we can just briefly dive into one of the most important and frankly one of the most in-demand roles in technology right now, the forward deployed engineer. So we are going to break down exactly why this job is key to making AI work in the real world and what it takes to get the skills to become one. All right. My screen is visible, right?
Your screen is visible.
Yeah. Thank you. All right. So in 2024, a study from MIT found that around 95% of enterprise AI projects fail. The reason for this is because they fail to create any measurable business value. So think about all the time, all the money, and all the incredible new models and the technology, but the actual reality is 95% failure for most of all the AI projects that's been deployed. So what's going on here is the AI not good enough? Is the tech just all hype? Well, the answer is no. The problem isn't the AI models themselves. It's what happens when these nice models leave the development environment and enter the real world. So that is the real reason why most of the AI projects fail. So we can call it the AI divide. So the main divide is between the development environment and the messy real world environment. So see, on the one side, you have got these very nice, powerful AI models, which are trained in a perfectly clean and controlled environment. On the other side, we have this messy, complicated reality of an actual business. It can be all systems. Uh, just give me a moment. Yeah. So the one side can be the development lab, and the reality can be messy business problem. So it can be all systems, it can be weird data formats and complex ways people actually work. So that gap is where a brilliant model or the best AI model goes to fail in production. So to fix this issue, a brand new, very vital role has emerged in the tech world in the recent years, and this is what we are going to talk about today, and the rise of the forward deployed engineer. So what is an FDE? So think of them as expert engineers who are not just sitting back in their own headquarters. No, they are forward deployed right to the front lines. So they are embedded directly with the customers. They work directly with the customers to make sure that the complex software, especially AI, actually work where it matters. They're also basically what we saw early. They are the essential bridge between both these sides, right? And yeah, this is not some tiny niche role. The legendary venture capitalist firm Anderson Horowitz has called them one of the hottest jobs in tech right now. So that's how huge a signal is about how badly companies want to hire people who have these skills. Yeah. So next thing is, how is an FDE different from a traditional software engineer? Well, let's break it down. A software engineer is usually focused on building the core product for everyone in a controlled and predictable environment. But that's not the case with an FDE. An FDE, on the other hand, takes the core product and makes it work for a specific customer in their messy and unpredictable live environment. It's like the software engineer builds the toolbox. The FD is on site with the customers using this toolbox to build the finished house. So that's how basically it is, right? Let's move forward. Next thing I would like to talk about is the global payoff and the career opportunities. And because Yeah, because FDs have such a direct and obvious impact on the company's success, the rewards for this career path is also enormous. So we'll talk about it a bit here in the next slide. So the demand is exploding. I mean, between Jan 2025 to September alone, job postings for FD roles shot up by 800%. So that shows there is a real demand for FDs in the market. This is a data that has been there just between around 7 to 8 months. And of course, that kind of demand translates directly into salary, especially in a huge market like the United States. And it's not just a US thing. The opportunity in India, for example, is also massive and it's growing incredibly fast. The country, I think, is accelerating its use of AI and SaaS platforms currently. All right, so the best FDs maybe in the top unicorns in India are earning up to 70 lakhs per annum. That's a serious premium. But I think to start with, the base pay for FDs in India is around 18 LPA. And also, India is one of the fastest growing tech hubs in the world. So the demand for FDs in the US and also in India is huge currently. Now we'll talk a bit about the course, the FD skill stack, and how do we get there. So it's mastering the skills to solve the real world problems using applied AI and end-to-end solutions. So let me talk about each of the modules uh, a bit more deeply. So the first module is all about the FD mindset and problem solving. So we are going to talk about what do FDs do in the real world. We're going to have some case studies or uh, some real world problems, and we will try to break it down into technical components. So the first module will be basically setting the foundation on how FDs think and break down problems and approach a problem. We would also talk about understanding constraints and trade-offs. It's basically when we are working for a particular problem, we cannot optimize for all the factors. There will be latency, there will be accuracy, there will be cost. So we need to think from the business perspective on what we can. Uh, just give me a moment. everybody else can see my screen, right? If
Yes, yes, we
uh,
can see.
all right, thank you. All right. So, yeah, understanding trade-offs. So basically, we need to think from the business perspective on what is important for the business and try to optimize for the specific business objective. So we're gonna talk about all these things. And also, system thinking is basically any problem can be broken down into three simple steps, which is the input, the processing layer, and the output layer. So that's about module one. In module two, we are gonna get a bit hands-on. We are gonna see how to write clean and modular Python codes, and we are gonna see how to structure projects. So how do we separate? So how, why is it important to separate different files and folders and having proper folder structure for a Python project? Uh, we are also gonna talk about how to work with JSON and API responses, which is I think vital when it comes to building end-to-end systems. Module 3, we're going to talk in detail a bit more about APIs and working with JSON files. We will be building APIs, which is the backbone of backend. We'll be building backend APIs and adding simple business logic and error handling functions as well. So one of the use case here is we'll be building a backend service with multiple endpoints, which will be helpful for us in the coming for the coming upcoming modules. So the phase two is basically the core of the course. In module four, we are going to talk about how data flows, which is when an input comes into the system, to how it gets processed and how it is uh, producing the response from the backend and giving an output. So uh, module four will be about how data flows within a system. Uh, Coming to module 5 is the most important module in the course. So, module 5 will be about using LLMs or generative AI APIs, which is basically going to help us build AI powered applications. So, I think after module 5, most of you should be able to build AI powered applications. You will have an idea of how to have an AI run in the backend. Uh, at for most of the use cases would be what I have planned is a multimodal AI use case, which is something you can see here, which is the second use case mentioned. So we are going to classify product images without a lot of training. So one of the advantages with generative AI is how we can leverage the power of generative AI without pre-training or without having any additional training data. So we're going to see that in use, how we can do that. We're also going to talk about the evaluation metrics across various systems, how we can evaluate an AI model as well. We're also going to talk about when to use machine learning versus when to use large language model or generative AI models. All right. Module 6 is about RAG. We're going to talk about why large language models are not enough when it comes to live or external data. We're going to talk about how RAG works and how we can leverage RAG to improve the importance of context and how better context can help the LLMs perform better and handle failures. And we're going to have a basic use case here as well, which is going to be a QA or question answering system, or basically like a chatbot, which we are going to create in module 6. Coming to phase three is where I think this course will stand out different from other courses, which will be UI integration. So most of the AIML courses are not end to end. So being an FDE, you will have to build solutions end to end. So we are going to talk about how to create a UI or a front end for a backend application or an AI application or whatever backend application that we have already built. So we are going to create a UI using Streamlit, which is going to be a simple UI. Uh, so for the use case, which is the multimodal AI application that we build in module 5, we are going to build a UI front end for the same use case. So we are going to have a full-fledged app by the time we finish module 7. And module 8 is important, and I've kept it in the course because Git and Docker is important when it comes to production and the ways of working. So we're going to talk about how to collaborate and work on Git, how to structure project for sharing. Then lastly, we're going to talk about Docker basics, which is basically packaging the application for production. We'll be seeing how to build and run applications locally as part of this course, but we'll also see on high level how Docker is gonna help us package solutions or the entire projects into the server. It can be an edge server and also into the cloud servers as well. So this is basically the three phases of the course. And finally, we will have a capstone project. So based on everything that we have learned on module 5, module 6, and also the Streamlit UI integration, we are going to have a capstone project where I would like students to work in a group of 2 or 3, or you can also work independently if you like to. But the idea is for you to define a problem yourself, design the system and the architecture, and build an end-to-end application, then present your final work. So this is something I believe you can keep in your resume as well for your future opportunities. So this is how the course is planned out. So if you have any questions, please do let me know. Uh, if not, we will move forward. We'll take a few minutes for any questions.
Hi Jacob, this is Naveen.
Yeah, hi.
Yeah, actually, like FD means like it. He should be a full stack engineer in basic, right? He should know the full stack application, how to build all those things. Then only he can
So
like
this course is
enhance his skill.
mainly so FDEs you can see most of the job openings are FDEs in AI applications. You're right. Uh,
Mhm.
Depends on the company. Some of the companies might require a full stack engineer, but some of the companies might just require a data scientist who has knowledge in deployment. Some of the companies might require an AI engineer, which what I'm currently doing. So what I'm currently doing, the requirement is basically you need to be good at data science and AI, and also the deployment side.
Okay, good at data science in the AI in the sense you should be good at Python and you should be good
Yeah,
at
Python
libraries
is
uh,
one prerequisite here. Yeah,
and libraries like NumPy and Matplotlib,
pandas.
that
Yeah,
pandas, all those things. Visualization,
yes,
those things is
yes,
enough.
yes,
Okay, that is for data science and analyst and a
and
deployment in the sense you
also
should. Yeah,
machine learning as well. When it comes to AI, the base would be machine learning.
I mean, the
So having
machine
machine,
learning. See, knowing machine learning is different, and the things knowing for this course is different. So, what I'm asking is, see, machine learning, we have different types of algorithms, supervised, unsupervised, all those things. We should know what algorithm is used where, all those things. In that level, we should know, or we should know just basic of machine learning.
so when it comes to an interview,
Hmm.
whether it be an AI engineer or an FD in AI engineer, most of the interviews might focus on ML topics because that is where I think they can shortlist people. There
Hmm.
will be a lot of candidates. One of the criteria for companies to shortlist people is to prepare questions and ask them. And most of the questions I have seen come from machine learning and AI topics as well. So AI in the sense RAG, which is one module that I've mentioned here. They can also ask about the fifth module that I've mentioned or about the projects or project that we have done. So if we don't have projects to explain, maybe they can ask questions from machine learning as well. This is all from an interview perspective. From a job perspective, you might not need a lot of ML in your day-to-day work if you're working as an AI engineer, not an ML engineer, and as an FD in AI.
Okay, like after this course, like with as you said, with the prerequisite of data science and ML knowledge,
Yeah.
anybody can learn this course and anybody can do the things whatever you are telling here, right?
Yes. should be good in, I think we will need a background in Python since we are gonna build and code applications here, but I think it should be fine.
Okay. Oh, you said deployment side also. Deployment side also means
Deployment
like.
side, we are only gonna talk about Docker for now. Deployment, we are not gonna go into cloud because that is gonna be extended into something longer. But we can talk about the basics of deployment as well. So Docker is really important since we will have to package our solution into one single image. So that is what we are going to talk about in module 8, which is the deployment phase.
Okay, once we build the things in application the Docker, we can deploy anything in any like platform like AWS, like anywhere, like
Yeah,
that.
so the main thing is with Docker is consider we are building something in a Mac, in a uh, Windows or a Mac. It might not work in Linux. So the main thing with Docker is we need to avoid all these issues. It should work in your system, my system, and anybody's system. So that is the basic idea of what Docker is.
Okay, okay. Thank you,
Yeah.
Chico.
Yeah.
Hey,
Yes.
hi Kumar.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. So mainly the reason why I joined this course is like, I work for a small service-based company,
All
and
right.
recently we started receiving couple of JDs from AWS for
Mm-hmm.
FDEs like FDE agent solutions, FDE business intelligence solutions, A infrastructure operations. So like this.
All right.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So, what I would like to know here is by end of this course, would I be fit in to any of these roles which uh, they are asking for? Uh,
I would like to know. So there are see FDEs. It can most of the FDEs. It's not FDEs alone. The JD would have uh, FDE in AI or FDE in software development or full stack as well. So
yeah,
what this
it's
course?
mostly FD in AI where we need to work directly with the AWS clients and
Okay,
understand their requirements and do prototyping of their requirement of
okay,
AI solution, AI based solution only. And
okay.
if they accept that prototype, then we have to deploy a team over there and get it done, the complete end-to-end solution, right? So, so basically, I want to enhance my skills towards these FD roles,
Okay,
AI-based solutions. Basically.
understood. Understood. So what I would like to tell you is, what we are doing in this course is setting the foundation, not the entire Python foundation. We are not gonna teach Python from scratch here. We are not gonna talk about SQL in this course. So when you are asking me, will you be able to crack those roles? The thing is, we are not gonna talk about Python in this as part of this course. Python is one of the prerequisites here. But when it comes to an actual interview, they can ask you some Python coding questions as well. They can ask you some SQL questions as well. So this course is basically about what an FD, of what I have faced as an FD. So what are the requirements from the client side? How do you develop end-to-end solutions, including the front-end UI? So
Mm.
that is what this course is basically about. But you will have an idea about what RAG is and how to build generative AI powered applications using API calls from models like OpenAI or Gemini models.
Okay.
That is what we are going to talk about in module 5.
Mm. Okay.
So, so one thing I would like to ask. So, for
Yeah.
a person who doesn't have any AML background and if they want to jump in looking at the name of the no, forward deployment engineer,
Yeah.
so how well it is suited for for people
I
like
think
us?
I think you need Python basics because
Mm.
module 2 onwards itself, I'm gonna have a mix of both Python coding as well as some notes as well. So I'm gonna cover each topic and go code in Python. It's gonna be a lot of hands-on. So if you have Python experience, not work level experience, if you have the basic knowledge in Python, it's gonna be really helpful. If you know Python, it's okay to skip ML for now, not for interviews, because here we are not gonna talk a lot about ML in this module. We are focusing on generative AI powered applications here. But for an interview level, I would always recommend going with ML as well, having knowledge in ML as well. But even if you don't have the knowledge or the extensive knowledge in ML, Python knowledge, I would say, is still required. Because module 5 onwards, we will be writing Python codes. We will be building a front end using it, even though it's using Streamlit, which is a simple UI. We will be writing code for building the front end, and we will be building the back end also using Python. So that is a serious prerequisite, I would say.
Okay, so let's say if I with a blank background, I mean to say, without having any knowledge with the on the AML, I just I just learned this course and I just went into the I went I put a resume. So
All
how
right.
is that going to work, or it's going to work, or we need to have any other supplements for this?
I think for your resume, you will be able to keep a final capstone project. This is just
Mm-hmm.
for your resume. But when it comes to interview, the question can, so the data science and AI space is like very vast. So the question can come basically. So these are the realms, I would say, in data science and AI. It starts with Python, statistics, then comes NumPy, Pandas, then comes data visualization. Then we move forward to machine learning. I think there are a number of machine learning models where we need to know how they work. Then after that, we move further into artificial neural networks, which is the backbone of how all the modern AI architectures work. So artificial neural networks, then computer vision models, then finally that's the end is where uh, pre-trained models like GPT models come. So this is the entire realm that starts from Python and statistics and reaches till AI, the current level of AI, I would say. So the question really depends on the JD and the company. If it is a service-based company, the questions might be basic Python plus some basic machine learning or AI questions. But the question really depends on the JD and what kind of role, because there are different roles across all the spectrum. And yeah, sorry.
So in that case,
Yeah,
I'm just thinking because see, before coming into the this one, I just explored.
yeah.
Thing is, there are few no, institutes which are offering the this course. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
and very few means mainly the this Isha only, and there is one FDE academy, but that is a 32-week
Expensive.
program. Yeah, 32-week program.
Yeah,
So I will not live about the cost part. Thing is, it's a 32-week, and here it's a
yeah,
32 hours,
yeah.
35 hours or 36 hours. So
Yes,
I'm just
yes.
trying to compare. I don't want to compare each and everything because
I think
everybody they're gonna.
I think I have
But
also been through it. I think what is different there is, since it's 32 weeks, I think they will be teaching some basics of Python as well, is what I think. I'm not sure. If they go in that track, it's good. But here, in this course, due to the time limitation, Python is kept as a prerequisite here.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Okay. So actually, I'm intending to shift, because this is a very unexplored market. But
Yeah.
since the considering the vastness of the data science and the I'm really not sure about the terms because I don't I'm still yet to figure out data science AML. I use all this in a common terminology.
Understood. Understood.
So, that's what my confusion is like. Getting into this course will suffice, or we have to have some plus supplements. That's the only
Uh,
thing that
uh,
you know.
I would recommend if you're going with this course, I think from your end, I can provide you a structured guide on if you're just starting out, what are the topics you might need, along with this for you to uh, be successful in an interview. I would say I can give you what all are the topics for that if you're going with this course. Uh, if you don't have an basic level of knowledge in Python as well.
Yeah, right. So I'm not see. I'll talk open. Okay, it's about
Yeah,
the sustainability currently in the market.
yeah,
So you know the dynamics that are changing every day in the IT market. So it's about survival and sustainability in currently in this market.
yeah,
That's where I'm looking for. I should be getting all the knowledge to sustain and survive.
makes sense. I got your point.
Yeah, the see, I leave it to you how you can mold people, but
Yeah,
what I required, I told you.
got it. Yeah, so I think as part of this course, I think Python will be a prerequisite due to the time constraint that we have. We will not be talking about Python from scratch, but we will be talking about Python on how to write proper functions and how to write modular Python codes. We'll be talking about all that, but we won't be basically going into what is an integer, what is a float, what is a list, what is a dictionary. I don't think we'll be going into those terms as part of this course. Yeah, so if you have anybody else has any more questions, I think I can see one more hand raised. You can let me know the question. Uh, Anybody else has any questions?
Jacob, like as part of
Yeah.
this training, like how many projects we do, like apart from Capstone?
Apart from Capstone, let me just, yeah, sorry. In module three, I mean projects, I would call it use cases. So as part of module three, we are gonna build a simple backend service with multiple endpoints. I think the most useful something you can keep in your resume is gonna be this multimodal AI application. So I'm gonna talk in detail about this in the module one slide itself. I'm gonna even show you guys a demo on how this works. Probably by tomorrow, I think I can show you guys a demo or how this app works. I'm also gonna we're also gonna have a project on our product recommendation system as well. So this multimodal AI applications, once I think if you guys fully understand how to call an LLM API, how to run the backend, I think it's not just this one use case that you guys can build. You guys can think about all the other use cases using generative AI that you guys will be able to build once you guys fully understand this one single application. That's the reason why I didn't go with the uh, text-based AI application. This is a multimodal AI application, which means the input is an image and output is a classification of what the image is using, not using any computer vision models, but just using prompting and AI APIs. So this use case, I think with this use case fully understood by you, I think you will be able to build other use cases yourself as well, which is what I'm expecting in the Capstone project as well.
Like whatever you told, like all those things we will build in the class itself, right? Along
Yes,
with you.
this
Okay.
all these mentioned in these we'll be doing it together. Even for RAG, we'll building a basic QA system as well.
Okay, okay. And like I joined this class little late. I didn't know. Like I can you please introduce yourself if you are done already, please?
Oh, yeah, sure, sure.
You
So,
you look youngster. That's why I'm curious. Yeah.
yeah, yeah, sure, sure. I get that a lot. So I've been in the, yeah, so data science and AI space for the past few years. So my background is basically not in education. It's not computer science. It's basically electrical and electronics engineering. So like many people, I didn't start out uh, directly in AI. I transitioned into data science and started my career as a forward deployed data scientist. So I was working on solving AI ML problems, and over the last few years, I've worked across machine learning, computer vision, and generative AI projects. And also, it includes building recommendation systems, regression models, and some object detection solutions as well. And recently, due to all the shift, I've been part of building generative AI applications for document analysis, image analysis as well. Uh, Also, a big thing about my previous role, uh, I was working directly with clients in the uh, US and Europe and also in the Middle East. So, Middle East is also, I think, a huge market right now. A lot of mainly, I think, a lot of shift happening in countries like Saudi. So, a lot of opportunities out there as well. Currently, I'm working. I'm the part of Global AI COE at one of the largest market research companies in the world. I'm in the AI strategy and enablement team. Yeah. So that is about myself. Uh,
Okay. Thank you.
yeah. Anybody, any other questions, please do let me know, or I think we can just get started with module one a bit. Yeah. Any questions, anybody, please do let me know. I think there's a question here. Let me just check. Yeah. Are we good? Can we move forward to the next topic? Do you guys have any questions on the capstone project? I would like you guys to work in teams of at least two. So my goal is to make you guys use the basics of Git at least. Uh, have a repo, push your project in the repo, collaborate and work. Because this is how I think uh, Git is really underrated. It gets really difficult once we don't understand the basics of Git, because this is something I used to face in my early stages. I thought Git was not that important, but when we are collaborating and working, I think Git is really important on how we handle our projects. When the actual batch starting, I think the batch is already started. This is the timing. The timing will be from 7:30 to 8:30 in the morning. It will be from Monday to Thursday for 4 days a week. So, if we don't have any more questions, I think we can move forward with uh, the next topic. Do you guys have any questions on the Capstone project? Basically, it would be an AI-powered solution where you guys will also build the front end. Uh, the goal of this exercise is to have a project that you guys can keep in your resume, which will be an end-to-end project. The course duration is, I think, around 33 hours. Uh, including the capstone project, it would, so I think the hours are already mentioned here. It's, yeah, it's around 30 to 35 hours. I think 35 hours is what we have planned for, including the capstone project. It would, since it's 4 days a week, I think 8 weeks is what we are expecting. Any other questions, anybody? You can let me know in the chat or you can just ask me. Okay, all good. I think we can just move forward. So, yeah, so module one is basically about having some discussions on maybe some of the about how do we approach a problem and how do we break down a problem. So, it might be a bit different from traditional AI because in the first module we are not gonna do any coding in the first module. So, this is not just uh, where we learn machine learning algorithms or only build APIs. It's more about building or solving real problems using technology. And in real companies, nobody gives us a clean data sets and tells us to basically train a model. So the customers or the clients' issues might be like, hey, our customers' complaints are increasing, or the client might tell us we are spending too much on support, and how can we automate this process? So these are the things that, from a business standpoint, these, okay, how do we turn this into a technical problem now? How do we solve this using AI or ML? So our job as an engineer is to do that. So basically convert the messy business problems into working technical systems. Yeah, so this is something I think I told you guys about. It's not just about coding or ML models, it's building end-to-end solutions, which is what I think is important for an FD. So I think many people learn technology separately. Python, machine learning, APIs, large language models, front-end tools. Most of them might have a couple of these skills, but not all of them. But as an FD, we will have to combine all these things when it comes to APIs, large language models, or front-end tools. When we are asked to combine everything into one real solution, we might struggle. The reason for that is because knowing tools is different, and solving these problems by combining all these two tools is different. So in this course, we'll combine the backend AI data flow and the UI and see how we can build an end-to-end solution. So this is just an example. Let us have some interactions here. So a company is coming or a client is telling us we receive 1,000 emails a day. Uh, how will AI help us? I would like to hear the opinion of your guys in this chat section. Company is coming and telling you, "Hey, we receive 1,000 emails a day, uh, and we are fed up of that. How can AI help us?" So, what do you think? How do you think you can solve this issue? Anything we can take 2 minutes, 3 minutes for that. How do you guys think AI will help us here?
We have to separate the spam emails and we have to check only real emails to be received to the particular.
Yes, spam versus ham. Okay. What else? How can you use AI to help them? They're just telling, oh, we receive 1,000 emails. We can't read all of them. So to analyze, segregate, sort into different predefined boxes. Yes. All right. I think we can take one more minute. I would like to hear. I think there are a lot of people here. I would like to hear all your opinions.
Can we develop a RAG for this as well?
I mean, yeah, obviously we can. But I would ask you, if I am the client, I would ask you, why would you build a RAG? I just told you I have 1,000 emails.
Yeah, maybe the prioritized one where we can get it.
Yeah, you can. Yeah. And create an agent and define set of rules and segregation to be performed and respond for generic emails and make a report for priority emails. Yeah. I think
Yeah, we can segregate the emails based on some keywords.
right.
Summarizing it and give one line output so that and put into some party like segregation and forward it to like whoever.
Understood. I think all the replies make sense. What is this one? Can get draft reply generated by AI? Yes. So user can review and approve. Yeah. You can also draft a reply based on this. I think uh, we have worked on a project like this, the draft reply, where uh, the emails would come from the customers and what they needed to say. They basically needed to sell their product. Basically, they need to send back as a draft about their product information, which is something that requires a lot of. Uh, I'm just giving an example of what has been done. I think when I saw this, I just suddenly recall that. So when we draft an email, since it's directly to the customers, there will be a lot of relevant information or particular information which we will have to put into the context, which should be pulled from different sources as well. So yeah, moving forward, I think you guys gave some answers. So yeah, we got a bunch of answers on, we can segregate it and we can create an agent, we can use RAG, we can do spam versus ham, uh, you know, we can draft a reply, but I think the first thing that we would do is go back to the client and ask or understand what is their actual problem. Why do they say that receiving 1,000 emails is a problem for them? That's something we have to understand first. Uh, One thing, like you guys said, segregation, or I would say routing. If consider it's a large company, and some of the emails should go into the customer support department, some should go to the product department, some should be routed to some other department, some should be routed to the sales department. This is something we can actually classify the emails, so we can identify, okay, should this email go to the sales department? If yes, yeah, routed to the sales department. So this is a classification where each department, so I think I've mentioned it here, route emails to the right team, so that they can handle the emails. So we need a single team handling all the uh, emails. But this is the question that we have to ask them. Are you facing a classification problem? Are you facing difficulty to reply to yeah, ham versus spam? I think the first response that we got. So do we want to remove spam or duplicates or low priority noises? So the most important thing as an FDA, I think, is go back to your client and ask them, why do you face this difficulty, is the most important thing, I would say. To understand and pin down on what is our objective, what we are trying to achieve, so that we can later decide, oh, do we need RAG or some other things to solve this. So asking the right question, I think, is really important. The initial architecture or initial architecture setting or the project planning phase, for not just this project, I think for most of the projects, asking a lot of questions to the client is going to be helpful. So these are all basically we are trying to categorize emails, auto reply or detect spam or route emails to different departments. They're all actually completely different solutions. Even though it's just emails, all these are completely different solutions. Okay. Now, most I think engineers might do this in the beginning. Let's use ChatGPT or train a model, or let's build a chatbot without actually understanding the business issue. So asking the right questions is, I think, the first approach. I think as an FDE, the tool first mindset should be eliminated. I think we should not think about the tools first. What tools are we going to do? Uh, are we going to use the best AI model? Or these kind of discussion should be secondary. First should be talking about the business and understanding the business problem. Yeah. Next thing is imagine. Yeah. So the same thing that I told earlier. So we won't have a clarity on what to build if we don't ask the right questions, and if we build a wrong solution initially. Consider a POC or a demo that we are building initially. If it's a wrong solution, if the business wanted something else, it's gonna create some losses. It can create rework or wasted compute, all these kind of stuff. So this is one of the reason I think people hire FDEs. What makes them different from AI engineers or data scientists is this particular path. I would say an FDE is more like someone who can code, who knows AI and systems as well, and also someone uh, who is a business consultant as well. So a mixture of both business consultant and technical knowledge is, I think, what makes an FDE. Even though the name FDE has nothing to do with the business consultant, I think what makes an FDE is a mixture of both these skills. So an FDE understands.
One question here. One
Yeah,
question here. Like, see, when we get the requirement, like 1,000 emails are receiving, so we are overwhelming. So what to do? Like, that is the requirement. Like, we have
yeah,
our product, like product managers, all those things. Requirement they collect, right? They come up
yeah.
with things. Then only it will come to us, even to FDE, right? S-
The way FDs work or the FD job role is a bit different. It won't be like, what you're saying might work out for an AI engineer, for a data scientist. An FD, he will be deployed, or he will be with a particular client or a customer. He or she will be with a particular client or a customer maybe for 6 months or 1 year. He'll be working with a particular client and their problem, understanding their business and solution for 6 months or 1 year. Most of them might be working independently, but if they need help with technical task or something very complicated, they might go back to their technical teams as well. They might have more AI engineers in their teams, but these AI engineers will be mostly in their own offices. FDEs might have to travel to the client offices most of the times.
or requirement wise, like analysis wise, they will take a call and they will build the things. FDEs.
Right. So
Oh,
FDEs will be mostly the role FDEs, forward deployed engineers, uh, became famous because of a company called Palantir. So Palantir works with the US defense and the military. So what happens to an FD at Palantir is, for 6 months, you they just deploy their FDEs with the US military. So say for 6 months they work with the US military. They are going to the US military's office, not to Palantir's office.
okay.
So Palantir is one of the companies, I think, that initially started FDEs when it was not even heard of.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah. So I think the key points is, for an FDE, they have the ownership of the entire solution. I would say FD is also an architect. So initially, like we said, the scoping of the project. They will have an ownership mindset plus business plus technical thinking. So I think that's what makes it different from an AI engineer as such. Yeah, so I think the slide, yeah, they stay close to the decision makers and end users. That's why most of the times they'll be in the client office or on site, and they learn the business operations. That is the first priority. Then they'll be working with solutions faster. Another thing is, since they're working directly with clients, I think speed is a important factor. They will be building some demos or POCs quickly. They'll be showing it to their client, and they'll be waiting for their approval or some feedback. Next thing is they will be able to speak both business and code, which is something we already discussed. And they also accept the full ownership and responsibility from initial design till the deployment. The entire responsibility belongs to an FDE.
So,
Yeah.
is FD going to work with the AML engineers, or they will serve? No, they will act as architects and do that.
No, honestly, FDEs work independently. But if it's a large company, like the company that I worked in when I used to go on site, if there is a technical problem which requires more hands or more eyes, if we have AI engineers, obviously if it's a large company, we'll have AI engineers uh, to help us out. But the thing with FDE is the business understanding. Since most of the time is spent by FDEs with the client, they will have more business understanding of what is going on within the business. So I think that's the key difference between an AI engineer and FDE. Most of the times FDAs will be working on projects end to end independently. But it depends on the companies. If we have the capability, then we will leverage our other engineers as well. So I think more of this, I think we can talk in the next section. I think we will also talk about the case study that
I think it's
I'm,
better to have a follow-up session rather
yeah,
than having all at once.
sorry,
So
I didn't get you. Can
I
you
think
say that again?
what I'm saying is I think it's better to have a follow-up session rather than having all things at once.
Okay,
So yeah, that's what I suggest. Yeah, it's up to you.
all right. So I think in tomorrow section, I'm going to talk about this use case, and I'm going to show a demo on how this is the multimodal AI use case that we will be building. I think it will be in module 5. But to set the base, we'll be talking about this as well. So I think that's it for today's class. If you have any questions, do let me know, or else I think we're good to go.
Yeah, Jacob, I have one question. Like we talked about that email classification, right?
Yeah.
So, can you tell me like how we are going to solve that? Like the that you told like bifurcation and sending the email to particular team and the spam removal, all those things. Like how we implement generally? Can you tell in 2-3 words, like so that I will understand whether I am eligible for this course going forward, whether I am able to digest things. Like,
So when it comes to routing it to different customers, we will have a router agent, or basically I don't like to use the word agent a lot. Agent is basically an LLM, which is a large language model or an AI model. Uh, we will have an AI model that reads the content, or consider the email is like I'm looking to purchase ABC from this. So its purchase, it should go to the sales department. So an AI model like uh, GPT models or OpenAI models understands from the prompt that we give. So what we are going to do is we are going to instruct the AI model or an LLM. If it's related to sales, if it's related to buying a new product, you have to route it to the right department, which is the sales department. Or if it's about something else, if it's about what other departments, if it's about customer support, consider an email is about a complaint. We are having some issues with something. So the AI model will be able to identify. So what we instruct or prompt the AI model is to just pick. You have all the we are so basically a lot of prompt engineering might be involved. we will instruct the AI model to read the email and pick which department it should be routed to, which is something manually a human can do as well. To the customer support, yeah, if it's a complaint routed to, the output should be the customer support. Later, this output can be used to point to the department. This is with the routing. Ham or spam detection can be done in many ways. It can be done using machine learning. It can be done using another AI or LLM as well. But I would prefer the machine learning way since it's cost effective.
I guess the first model can also be done by using Power Automate simple by writing the simple instant cloud flow.
Yeah, Power Automate can also be done, but I think in Power Automate also you might need an AI model working, right, to read the emails.
No, just we have a components, drag and drop components, and where we can keep whenever the email arrives, segregate it, and a simple if and else and switch conditions will suffice. I guess I
Yeah,
don't
but
know.
yeah, Power Automate you will be able to do this, but you will need the AI model as well, I think. There are different ways to have a routing agent. You can there are a number of ways to solve the routing problem, but I think the ideal way of solving the routing problem, yeah, Power Automate is another platform where we can build the solution. But I think at the heart of the solution should be an AI model that classifies, okay, which department a particular email should go to. Any other question? Sharon, I can see, do you have any questions? Uh, can
It's
you?
long back.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's long back.
Jacob, you are based from which place? Bangalore, Kerala?
I am in Chennai.
Chennai.
Yeah. Any other questions, anybody? Or we can continue. I think it's getting late, so I think we can continue tomorrow. Tomorrow, I think we are gonna talk a bit about uh, the module one itself. Module two onwards, you'll get hands-on with coding exercises as well. If there are no other questions, I think we are good to go. So thank you everyone for joining.
I think no, I think it's good to have the background of every participant at first thing in the tomorrow, so that we'll understand and connect together for any issues, right?
Sharon, I was not able to fully hear you. Can you say that again, or maybe you
No,
can drop me a
no, I
text?
think it's good to understand profile of every participant,
Yeah,
so that it will be useful for the future, where we
yeah,
can
yeah, sure.
connect for any issues.
Yeah, sure, sure. I think we can do that tomorrow or in the coming sections as well. Yeah, thanks
Yes.
for that, Sharon. Yeah. So yeah, I think that's it. Thank you everyone. Have a great day.
Thank you, Jacob.
Yeah, thank you. Bye bye. Thank you.
Thanks, Jacob. Thanks for
Yeah.